Graduates, you may be seated. Good evening. My name is Lindy McGuire, and I am the Dean of Health Sciences here at St. Charles Community College. Families, loved ones, distinguished guests, thank you for joining us at this time-honored tradition of welcoming students into the nursing profession. In the midst of a global pandemic, it is safe to say the 2021 graduates of SCC's practical nursing and associate degree nursing programs have overcome some trials and tribulations to get here tonight. Graduates, I hope this chapter of life has affirmed that you are capable of compassion and delivering quality care, even in the most uncertain times. As we celebrate your induction to this noble profession, know that your faculty, staff, and administration are proud of your accomplishments and honored to see you flourish as nurses. And now, it is my honor and privilege to invite President of St. Charles Community College, Dr. Barbara Cavalier, for an official welcome to tonight's ceremony. Dr. Cavalier has been an ardent supporter of our mission to provide a quality education and ultimately excellent care for our community. Through her passion for education, access, and leadership, Dr. Cavalier inspires innovation, professionalism, and service to the community. We are grateful for her presence here tonight and her long-standing support of our nursing programs. Please help me in welcoming Dr. Cavalier.
Thank you, Lindy. Good evening and welcome to St. Charles Community College's pinning ceremony. I've got to tell you, this is one of my favorite events of the year. It is so inspiring, and students, please know we are so very proud of each and every one of you. I know how hard you've worked to get in these seats tonight. For those of you who don't know, St. Charles Community College has one of the most successful nursing programs in the whole state of Missouri, and that is because we have, yes, thank you, absolutely. I gotta say that's because we have extraordinary, dedicated faculty members. So if I may ask our faculty members to please stand up so that you can give them all a round of applause. Thank you so much. Students, I just wanted to let you know that we have, or our faculty, have prepared you well to be very, very successful in your career. I hope you will stay connected with our faculty. I hope you will stay connected with St. Charles Community College. I'd love to hear about your successes as you move forward in your life, and I know my guess is many of you have formed strong friendships, am I correct? And I hope you'll stay friends forever. This is a unique experience. It's a wonderful experience that you've been able to go through here at our great college. Tonight, we are joined by some very distinguished guests. We have 3 members of the St. Charles Community College Board of Trustees here to recognize you and to celebrate your success. So please allow me to introduce our board. First of all, the president of the Board of Trustees, Ms. Shirley Lomar. Next, we have our treasurer, Ms. Mary Stodden. And another one of our trustees is Mr. Mike Listner. You need to know that our board is a huge supporter of our nursing program, and they love attending these pinning ceremonies. So thank you so much for being here tonight to help recognize our students. We appreciate it. It's my honor now to bring up to the microphone the individual that probably provides the most support of all outside of our Dean, Lindy, who does an amazing job, the person that helped create this beautiful space we're in tonight and who used to be a nurse herself, our provost of the Darden Creek campus and our vice president of workforce and community education. Please welcome Miss Amy Kaler.
Hello, everybody. Just like Dr. Cavalier said, it's so nice to be back together. I was thinking today as I was preparing for this evening that it's been 4 semesters since we were able to have the ceremony in person, and I will just say, wow, it feels incredible to be back together to be able to celebrate your accomplishments tonight. And if you didn't know, completing a nursing program is not easy. As a nurse, and as a member of the nursing profession, this truly is one of my favorite evenings because nursing pinning ceremonies are full of symbolism and tradition. It is by far our proudest moment. We get to see students succeed and reach their academic goals, and we get to have this beautiful ceremony to celebrate their accomplishments. In case you were uncertain, nursing school really is truly difficult. It's difficult on multiple levels, but especially difficult when you're surviving a pandemic. The nursing pinning ceremony you will witness tonight is evidence of completion of a very rigorous program, and it is also the recognition of the history and the heritage of nursing education. The pinning ceremony is much more than an event. It is a long-standing tradition and a warm welcome to these new nurses into the nursing profession. I would like tonight to introduce Dr. Jennifer Bussin, Nursing Program Director, to speak about the nursing programs and the educational process and the educational journey. Dr. Bussin? You're short like me. So.
I am short like her, and I'm not used to a microphone. It's kind of a weird thing for me to have a microphone. I'd rather just talk like normal. All right, so everyone has already said this, and it's probably going to sound really redundant, but it is an amazing honor to be up here with you guys, and it's very moving to finally be back in person, to be here, to be able to celebrate and honor our traditions the way that we have always honored them back in person and not having to come up with different ways of doing that, which we've been really creative over the past couple of semesters to honor our graduates, but it's so much more meaningful for us to have this time together and to really do these traditions in person. So I am so pleased to be here in front of you and to have been a part of your journey. Somewhere along the line, I hope that you've learned from us and you've listened to my stories, and you'll hear my voice in your head probably when you don't want to, and I'm thankful of that I was able to help mold our future of the nurses that are going to be out in our community. But my role here tonight is to tell you guys a little bit about the history of our programs, because we really do have a very rich history in the St. Charles community. The SEC ADM program officially began in 1970, and the PM program in 1984, but they were a part of St. Mary's College of O'Fallon and the Sisters of the Most Precious Blood. So that is where our programs originated. And in 1987, St. Mary's decided they did not want to continue to be in the business of educating nurses, but they wanted to make sure that their rich tradition was carried on with a partnership of someone who would honor the same quality and rigor of education that they had in all of their years. So they were looking around for a partner, and they found this brand new community college that had just started in St. Charles County, St. Charles Community College. So in 1988, the first class of both practical nurses and registered nurses started at the St. Charles Community College campus. Wasn't quite the same campus we have today, and many things have changed over the course of the years, but what has not changed over the course of the years is our reputation within the community. Since our inception, we have had tremendous reputation with our community where our graduates are sought after, highly sought after. And there's a lot of reasons we've been able to maintain our relationships with our community partners, but the most important one is all of you guys, all of the graduates. The way that you show up every day, day in and day out, and exhibit the professionalism and show the true spirit of nursing, that's why we get to do the cool things we get to do at this college, is because of our reputation that you all help us carry on. It's an amazing reputation. And if you really take a moment, your resilience, you didn't just make it through nursing school. You made it through nursing school in a pandemic where truly you had one full semester in person. The rest of your semesters, we were scrambling as faculty, you were scrambling as learners to figure out how in the world to learn such a difficult art and science of nursing remotely via Zoom, when we at times couldn't even touch our patients because we weren't allowed in the hospital for a short period of time. That is huge. You guys deserve so much more than the honors and traditions we can give you tonight for having succeeded and having risen up to the challenge. Our rigor is hard. It has to be high. We have a perfect to near perfect pass rate on our NCLEX. You guys have studied endless hours. You have done, I want to make sure I get the hours right, 652 clinical hours in the RN program and 337.5 in the PN program. Not that you're counting, right? But you guys have earned every single one of those hours of learning how to be the best nurse you guys can be. And I have no doubt that you will far exceed our expectations. When I reflect back on your success and why you are here and how you have gotten here, I'm reminded of my very favorite Florence Nightingale quote. And I know the RN students heard me say this at the very beginning of the semester, but I'm here to say it again. My favorite quote from Florence is, "I attribute my success to this: I never gave or took any excuse." You all had the perfect excuse. Learning in a pandemic is not easy. And many of you were doing this while also helping your children learn in a pandemic and still working and still maintaining a household. The juggles you did and succeeded while doing were phenomenal. At this time, I would like to introduce our student speakers. Our student speakers are volunteers, one from each class, who have volunteered to share a little bit from their perspective about the journey that they have taken to get to this point. We have two speakers. We have Holly Hutchison from the RN program, and we have Danielle Williams from the PM program. At this time, it's my honor and pleasure to bring Holly up to the podium.
Okay, first off, I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. Most importantly, thank you to our faculty for making this evening happen. It is a pleasure to be able to share this with all of you. The emotions are high as we are getting pinned and closing this chapter of our story. This is a day that we have dreamed of for quite some time. It seems just like yesterday that we started this journey to obtain our nursing degree, and a million years ago, all at the same time. Well, friends, we have come to the end of our long shift here at SCC. Let's start from the beginning. On our first day of nursing school orientation, when we were all just strangers, both excited and terrified, we took our first steps into the building where we would spend many hours taking notes and listening to lectures. Needless to say, we had no idea what we were stepping into. Together, we survived our first exam, where every question had 4 correct answer choices, but somehow the one we chose was still wrong. Where we made friends, lost sleep, and some sanity, yet we survived it all, and we kept stepping. Over the last 2 years, we have successfully completed nursing school, and not just nursing school, but nursing school through a pandemic. To say I'm proud of us would simply be an understatement. The long hours of studying, simulations, and clinicals have finally paid off. We have put blood, sweat, and tears into this chapter, and while I'm glad that it is coming to an end, I'm also very sad to turn the page. I am thankful for the friendships that we have created. This group of peers is one like no other I've ever been a part of. We have constantly had each other's backs, we've provided support, and most importantly, we never give up on each other. Thank you guys for that. To my peers, we've made it, and it seemed like it was going to be impossible. I'd be lying if I had said it was easy, because it most definitely was the hardest thing many of us have probably ever accomplished. We should be proud, hold our heads high, and most importantly, carry that stethoscope with nothing but pride, because we deserve it. To our friends and family, thank you for the endless support. We couldn't have done it without all of you. It really takes a village, as many of us have jobs, kids, and relationships that we had to put on hold in order to accomplish our own goals. Many of our friends and family had to step in and help us as we spent endless hours studying and working on schoolwork. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. I have saved the best for last. Thank you to our faculty. You made our goals of becoming nurses a reality. You're the real masterminds behind our success, the ones that challenged us, prayed for us, stressed over our grades probably more than we did, and taught us values that go far beyond NCLEX strategies. You are the nurses that we aspire to be. Thank you for holding us to the highest standards of excellence to make sure we reached our full potential. You have shaped us into the nurses that we have become and will continue to. You support us, filled us with knowledge, and constantly reassured us. On the days we wanted to give up, you guys never once gave up on us. You always made sure we didn't give up on ourselves. You guys are much more than teachers. Thank you for being a friend, a parent when needing guidance, and some of our biggest fans. So class, as this is likely our last time in the same place, and at the same time, I want to congratulate all of us. We are no longer strangers, but a family. And a family that we are able to take our next steps into the next chapter of being nurses. I want to end this speech with a quote that describes nursing school perfectly. And once the storm is over, you won't remember how you made it through, how you managed to survive. You won't even be sure whether the storm is really over. But one thing for certain, when you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person who walked in. And that's what the storm is all about. I now welcome Danielle Williams, PN Class of 2021 student speaker.
Thank you, Holly. I've been through a lot this year, so just be patient with me. I'll do this in the time frame that I'm required. Maya Angelou once said, "We delight in the beauty of the butterfly, but rarely admit the changes it has gone through to achieve that beauty." And just as the butterfly, I have been through some very challenging changes in this year alone. And I'm sure that some of my classmates can attest to that as well in their personal dealings. Just before taking off on this dream, this journey of learning to become a nurse, I lost my father. It was one of the most devastating things I have ever endured in my life. But I pressed on because this is my passion and dream, and I knew it was something he would have wanted me to finish no matter what. He was on my team and consistently cheered me on along with my mother. He would always be eager to explain to any healthcare professional when they came to see him that I was his personal nurse. I had to correct him all the time and say, "No, Daddy, I am not a nurse yet." He didn't care because that was what he saw in me. And he continued to speak that over me. Deep down, even though I was embarrassed at times, I loved that about him. How he poured into me and believed in me so much, and he was willing to tell anybody who would listen. I believe we should always speak greatness over our children and loved ones, even though our senses and their actions or behaviors prove otherwise. Keep encouraging them. Sometimes our loved ones and friends see things in us that become a challenge to envision on our own, And through their love, they pull it out of us. Their placement in our lives is strategic. It's not by happenstance or coincidence. That encouragement was necessary. In fact, it's part of what I needed to get through nursing school. Every exam I took, every assignment, every clinical, every test out I had to complete, I kept rehearsing his words in my heart and my mind. You are already a nurse. Even when the nights were long and I reminisced while completing my preceptorship, in the same hospital I last saw him, even when I was tired and didn't have the strength to keep going, his words and the scriptures were enough to get me through. In addition to grieving the loss of my father, I also had to start the fall semester with COVID along with my husband and children contracting it. As a woman and thermostat of the home, I can't formulate the words to describe that hardship. Helpless is an understatement. And now in this last term, with having to get through classes, exams, and finals, all with my mother being hospitalized and still is hospitalized for weeks. The stress was mounting and getting unbearable, but how great the reward is. My perception was shifted for the better. I said all that to say it is well worth it. Anything worth having will be hard work. As that butterfly, I didn't despise those trials because they had a purpose. For just like the pressure necessary for a diamond to become the beauty that it is, it was all necessary. For me, for you, in order for us to be in the position we are today, nurses. I've grown in this season. My faith is much stronger. Instead of reacting, I respond well now, and instead of fretting, I pray. Some would say that without trial, there will be no need for faith. So I've committed to being a lifelong learner. I've learned it's okay to not have it all together because we don't, and we probably won't when it's all said and done. I have learned to delegate tasks and allow people to help me when things get rough, which was a milestone for me because being in control and well organized was everything. I've learned to be content and see the beauty in every good gift given. To my classmates, congratulations. We have fought long and hard to be here, and we deserve it. Refer to these moments when you've worked a 12-hour shift, your feet are tired, and your confused patient has hit their call light for the 100th time just before you give report to the oncoming nurse. Remember why you do it and who you do it for. Remember that you are the voice for the hurting and the needy. They need you to advocate and care for them like only you can. See, you have something special that nobody else has. Nobody else can critically think it. Change a dressing, insert a Foley, start an IV, turn in 1 million assignments, complete lab, study, all while formulating care plans and nursing diagnoses like you do. So this is it. We are finally here. Find your niche and use it to your advantage and for the patient's benefit. I encourage you, do not cast away your confidence. It has great reward. You are the nurse now. You can do this. To our faculty, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you. All your hard work, pruning, working behind the scenes, lecturing over and over, sometimes more than you like to, was not in vain. Look at the fruits of your labor that surround you. Thank you for pouring the many years of experience you have into us in such a short time. You all are amazing at what you do. To my mother, thank you for your strength, wisdom, support, and encouragement you have instilled in me. I am so blessed to have a mother like you. You are truly a gift. To my husband, you are our family's backbone, and I could not have done this without you. I want to publicly express my gratitude for your sacrifice. It means the world to me. To Brenna Cummings' parents, Paul and Kathy Cummings, she let her light shine so boldly that it impacted us all. Such a gem, she gave each one of us a courage that cannot be measured, and she is dearly missed. I thank God for this opportunity and for him getting me through this season because I could not have done it without him either. and to the best daddy a woman could ever ask for. As you sit with that great cloud of witnesses, we can officially say, I am your nurse, Danny. I did it, Daddy.
Okay, everybody, pull it together. Woo! Let me just pull it together. I told y'all this was one of my very favorite nights. So, the moment we've been waiting for, presentation of pins. We will now begin to present the nursing pins. As I mentioned, this ceremony really is full of symbolism. As tradition holds, the graduates that are pinned also receive one long stem red rose and one candle. The pin itself is both literally and symbolically a cross to bear. It symbolizes a nurse's dedication to their patients. And it also symbolizes what it means to stay back and care for your patients long after others have given up and moved on. The nursing pin is also a medal of honor that nurses wear to show the respect they have for the miracle of life and the respect they have for the finality of death. The nursing pin is also a badge of courage for everything that nurses did and everything that nurses do to fight disease with courage, commitment, and compassion. The red rose that the graduates will carry tonight is truly the symbol of life. Its color represents precious, life-giving blood. The thorns represent the pain and the hurt that comes with the bitterness of death and disease. The petals of the rose remind us how fragile life truly is. And the scent of the rose, well, that symbolizes the sweetness and the goodness of life. So now, will the nursing faculty participating in the practical nursing pinning please come up?
Too. Hello. We would like to take this moment to remember a fellow practical nursing student, Brenna Cummings, who passed away earlier this year. In Brenna's honor, we have placed her photo and some orchids on her chair among the PN graduates. Orchids were chosen because she had a love for growing orchids, and she shared this with her mother. We sincerely thank her parents, Paul and Kathy, for joining us here tonight. Our memory of Brenna and the spirit she brought to our class will always be remembered and celebrated. Please join me in a moment of silence to honor Brenna and her life. Thank you. Practical nursing graduates, please stand and prepare to be pinned.
Zelina Bott Goins. Pamela Clark. Megan Davis. Tracy Davis Sohn. Casey Fawcett. Alicia Fox. Bethany Hartley. Alicia Sakura. Danielle Elaine Williams. First row of ADN graduates, please stand to receive your pin. PN graduates, you may be seated.
Carrie Bailey. Kimberly Buckite. Jeff Byrne. Rebecca Clogston. Samantha Cooper. Colleen Cuenca. Lauretta Davis. Caitlin Frickovic. Anna Griesenauer. Josie Lynn Hensey. Haley Hovis. Holly Faye Hutchison. Kirsten Kehoe. May I have the second row of the ADN graduates rise and the first row be seated. Jacqueline Kell. Cindy Quo. Sarah Lee. Megan Mahoney. Christina Martin. Mandy Martinez. Allie Mayfield. Angela Otts. Richie Pagantalan. Stacy Polizak. Laura Powers. Stephanie Schuler. Kimberly Shelkey. Amber Tapin. Alyssa Wolfangle. Could I please have the ADN graduates take their seats? And now I would like to invite Provost Kaler back to the podium.
At this time, the graduate nurses that have been pinned will participate in the candle lighting portion of the ceremony. During the candle lighting portion of the ceremony, the candles are lit from the Florence Nightingale lamp that I hope some of you can see on the table. We also have Florence Nightingale's bust, but the candles are lit from the Florence Nightingale lamp. As the flame is spread throughout the circle, graduate nurses stand among their faculty and vow to keep the light of knowledge alive, and to carry with them the ideals of nursing as they move forward in their nursing career. The lighted lamp represents the light of knowledge that must never be distinguished in a nurse's career. It has its beginnings with Florence Nightingale, the founder of modern nursing, who was otherwise known as the lady with the lamp. After the candles have been lit and the lamp of knowledge has been passed, we will read the Nightingale Pledge together, and the pledge will be led this evening by the highest academic achievers in both the registered nursing and the practical nursing program. So nursing faculty members, please come forward to your place of honor and be recognized as you prepare to share the light of knowledge with your graduates. And graduates, please join your faculty. If you are a nurse in the audience tonight, we invite you to participate in the reading of the Nightingale Pledge. It is listed in your program.
At this time, we'd like to invite the graduates and all the nurses in the audience to join us in reciting the Nightingale Pledge. I solemnly pledge myself before God and in the presence of this assembly to live my life with dignity and to practice my profession faithfully. I will abstain from whatever is deleterious and mischievous and will not take or knowingly administer any harmful drug. I will do all in my power to maintain and elevate the standard of my profession, and will hold in confidence all the personal and family affairs coming to my knowledge in the practice of my calling. With loyalty will I endeavor to aid the physician in their work and devote myself to the welfare of those committed to my care.
Graduates, now blow out your candle. Graduates, take your seat.
In closing, we're here tonight to recognize the hard work and the dedication of the nursing graduates. The nursing graduates that have a passion to use their career to help others. Sometimes they will help patients on the road to recovery, and sometimes they will be required to help patients die with dignity. Graduate nurses, as you move into the nursing profession, let the light of knowledge that you have learned at St. Charles Community College burn brightly throughout your career. And this is the moment you've been waiting for. Graduates, please stand up, turn around, face your family, your loved ones, and your friends, and the couple hundred people that are up there in the CHL watching you. And now, it is truly my honor and my privilege to present the St. Charles Community College Nursing Graduate Class of 2021. Congratulations. Okay, and before we recess tonight, I just want to remind everybody we have beautiful desserts up in the main building, and I know the graduates would love to show you where they spent those 682 hours. And up in the main building, tour the virtual hospital, look around, please come and enjoy. I think there's a photo backdrop, several other things, so do not forget to join the rest of your family and friends up in the main building. And here's the recession. Okay, Jen, if you will.